morning. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, April 2nd, and we're going to begin our first video lesson today is going to be going back to the story of One Snowy Day. I read that story to you on Monday, actually the narrative did, and we're going to go through that story a little bit again today. But I want to first talk to you about some vocabulary. So I want you to think of the word play, P-L-A-Y, play. So here is a sentence I'm going to read to you. I will play with my friends after school. Think about how play is used in that sentence. Now I'm going to give you a second sentence. I went to the school play last night. You can hear the same word in both sentences, but they have two different meanings. The first one, talking about playing with your friends after school, is what you do with your friends out on the playground, or when school is over, you go over to someone's house and you might hang out with them, do puzzles, play dolls, play with trucks, whatever you like to do. The second one says, I went to the school play last night, is a performance like you did during the holiday performance up on stage during one of our flag ceremonies. So today we're going to be looking at how the different meanings of words are used in the sentences in our story. So we're going to go forward now to One Snowy Day, pages 6 and 7. I want you to listen to how I read this for how the word fall, right here, fall in the story, is used in this sentence. Early that night, the first tiny snowflakes began to fall. We've been reading and learning about seasons. Next week, you're going to write about fall, the season fall. When I read the word fall, I think of the season, but that meaning does not make sense in this sentence. I know that the author does not mean the season fall. In this story, because it is snowing, what does fall mean in this sentence? Think for just a moment. Use the context clues. This is not talking about the season fall. It's talking about something else. The snowflakes are dropping from the sky. So if you decided that fall in this sentence means something that is dropping down or coming down, like someone falling to the ground, then that would be correct. So that's how fall is used in this sentence. Okay, now I'm going to go back. We're going to go back to page 2 and 3. In this sentence, it reads, Dad looked at the sky. It looks like snow, he said. Better get ready. What do the words better in this sentence mean? How else does the family get ready? We think about what better means. Says better get ready. Does that mean better? Like when I ask you to try and do a little better with following the rules or better with your schoolwork? Maybe, maybe not. When I hear the word better, it says more of something good, such as I can play the piano better better than I could last year. In this sentence, it says better get ready does not mean the same thing as improving on our learning. It means getting prepared or something that you ought to do. So in this sentence, better does not mean trying to improve on something. It means actually putting into action to do something. That it's best you get ready or you will not be prepared. Okay? So that's the first part of our skills today in using the story One Snowy Day. We're going to look now at some of the text evidence questions that pertain to this story. For instance, the first one, the text question is, who are the characters? What is the setting? So think back when I've taught you about characters. What are characters? Characters are the animals or the people that are in a story. The main characters are what we're going to be looking at today. On page 2, we read that Dad notices that it looks as if it will soon snow outside. We see Dad in the illustration. Dad is a character. Over on page 3, we read that Mom notices the same thing. Mom is a character on page 3 and page 4. We read that there are children that look at the sky. It looks like snow, and they said they better get ready. So the children are also the characters. They're the main characters in this story. So we have the dad on page 2, the mom on page 3, and the children on page 4. Even though we don't know the children's names, we can still say that the children are characters. Now let's think about the setting. What is the setting? The setting is where and when a story takes place. So when is this story taking place? Is it during the daytime or is it during the nighttime? It begins during the day. The snow later will fall at night in the evening time. Now, where are the parents? The mother, the father, and the children. The mother and father are in the house, inside, getting ready. The children also are in the house, getting ready. So now that we've identified the characters and the setting, we're going to move on to our next text evidence question, which is, why is it important? What is an important event in the story One Snowy Day? So what is one important event? As we look and remember, in the first part of our lesson at the beginning of the week, we did beginning, middle, and end. So we're going to take a look at that now. When we look at events, we look usually at what happens in order. The first event is the family is getting ready. They recognize and realize that snow is coming, especially from the weather forecaster warning everybody over here on page 5. So the family starts to get ready. That's a very important event. We know that they need to get ready in order to protect themselves in case the snow is really bad. Could be another blizzard, like in the Great Blizzard. So after they get ready, then what happens? What's the next big event? The next important event is it begins to snow. At first, it's not so bad. On pages 6 and 7, it says early that night, the first tiny snowflakes began to fall. All through the night, bigger and bigger snowflakes floated down. Now it's starting to get heavy. As the snow begins to fall more, it starts to cover the ground. And that will be our second event, which is in the middle of the story, is it begins snowing. When the children wake up, the sidewalks, the cars, the houses, and trees were covered in a carpet of snow. And now our third event is that there's so much snow that school is canceled. The children are unable to go to school. It doesn't stay like that, however. After the snow begins to melt a little bit, the children are able to go outside. They're able to throw snowballs. They're able to shake the snow around, make a snowman, slide, and go riding in the snow. And so the fourth and final event is the children get to play in the snow after all of the snowfall. And the final page reads, "We all love a snowy day, especially when we get to play." So I hope you enjoyed the story again of One Snowy Day. It is a very sweet story. Tomorrow we are going to be comparing and contrasting One Snowy Day with the Great Blizzard. So if you enjoyed the story of One Snowy Day, you can always go back to the story on Tuesday, I believe, where I read through the whole story with you, the narrator, Monday or Tuesday, and you can read through the story again. So I hope you learned a little bit something today about characters, setting, and the main events. You can always go back and replay this and practice some more. All right, happy Thursday, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.